have people who are watching you. I talked about that just a minute ago um, in my video when I was talking about New York Fashion Week. But when I got into my house, I remember for sure what I was approached by. So, day before yesterday, I decided to go down to our gym, um, that our local gym in our building. Now I have a gym membership at another place, at a gym. So I rarely go down there. And the reason why I got the gym membership is because when I first got here, we have a gym, but it's like there was so many people, we was running into each other, and since everybody had to work at like 8 or 9 or 7, that gym would be so packed, and we had to literally make a whole schedule for everybody to go to the gym because everybody was working. And when I say everybody was working at the time, I live in a building. Well, at the time, I lived in a building where everybody was like a professional in their field for at least 15 years. That's how deep it was. Like, and I was on the low end, y'all. Well, we got people who, so that was their regimen. They had to be at work at like 8, 9, and they going in hard. They're happy because they got the gym because they don't have to pay a membership, and they've already built this thing. So we had this big schedule. And so I was like, dang, I need my workouts to be in. I'm used to my days. I don't like to shift. They was okay with shifting days because they were like, okay, but for me, in my mind, I was just like, no, because my body has already got regulated to it. I don't like to start, but once I start on something and I get into a routine, it is hard for me to change that routine. Okay, I like to get up and drop and do new things, but sometimes it is very hard for me to change up, especially on a fitness regimen. So anywho, I ended up getting up and going to the gym. Well, when COVID happened, the gym started closing down. Oh, they closed our gym down there for a little bit, for like, I'm gonna say a year, a little bit over a year, and then they opened it up. And when COVID was still doing this thing, they was like, look, we still coming out. We just gonna limit it. And everybody started spreading out. So after that, a lot of people was like, I can't use my gym. I gotta go exercise. So they started doing more stuff in their home and started doing outside gym. If you guys ever lived in this area, y'all know this. Even though this is a area where people deal with over gluttony and stuff, yes, they do. For y'all try to come for me, they do. Because I partook in it a little bit too. Because you be like, dang, it ain't nothing else to do. But there is a lot of fitness. We're known for our fitness too. There are a lot of cross country things. Listen, if you don't have a lot of entertainment, there's only a couple of things. But not getting into that. And so, I started going back downstairs and moving around. And you guys also know that I've been in pageantry for quite some time. Quite some time. And, I've won a national pageant. I've won different, sectors, states, and things. But what I do when I come in, I always try to, when I come into my home, I try to be very discreet. And why I do that is because I don't want no extra attention or unnecessary attention that I don't need. That's not going to be productive. Now, do I go and try to cover myself? I used to super hide, but now not to that point, because I'm in a safe ground. I feel like I'm, okay. Anywho, uh, my property manager. Now, I've never shown her any of my get up. She's seen me like a couple of days when I go to work, because her office is down in the main, like when you first go down, and everybody else is like, we live in condos and lofts, so but they have this little glass window where you can see people coming off the elevator and all that other stuff, and so um, she's seen me, usually she'll see me without makeup because I'm going just in and out if I'm doing something community based or something, or I'm working out, going to the gym and back. But if I'm like dressed up or something, or I'm going to work, usually I go through the back because the parking garage is in the back. But there were a couple of times because I had worked at a shelter that was downtown. I would say, you know what? I'm not going to waste my money on, driving up the street. I can walk, and especially if I got to work really, really early, So I just know like snow on the ground, or nothing like that. And so I did do that. I got up and moved in that area. And she seen me and was like, "Oh, you look so pretty." Like, okay, thanks. Like, and it was some regular makeup. It wasn't like super glam or anything like that. Um, but anywho, now mind y'all, I haven't been in any of these newspapers in Fort Wayne. I've never been in the magazines, any of that. I've had people reach out and give them that information, but always been overlooked. Okay, without hesitation. Don't know what's up with that. Not gonna worry about that because not looking for validation. But I'm just putting this out here for information, okay? So y'all can see what I'm talking about. And so there are only a couple. Matter of fact, there are only a couple of people who know that I am seriously into pageantry in my building. That's because they've known me for quite, a couple of years, and they've talked to me. They've had some kind of form of bond. And so, anywho, I I go about my day. So, day before yesterday, I'm exercising. As I'm exercising, the property manager comes down in the basement where I'm exercising and starts, when she sees me, you know how people, and I want to show you, I want to tell y'all this. Y'all know how people, like, you can catch them for the first 5 seconds. Matter of fact, it ain't even 5 seconds. It's less than 5 seconds when they, like, roll their ass, like, with disgust. Okay, so she gives off that vibe. She's giving off that vibe for a good minute, and that's one of the reasons I don't keep up. I just like, okay, And me living here, we've had quite a bit of property managers. She's just been the one that has lasted the longest. Okay, and she's been here for about, I want to say, 2 years. Yeah, maybe 2 years. Maybe not the full 2 years, but about 2 years, almost 2 years. And so, and like I said, I don't worry about it. I don't worry about it. I don't worry about it. I just keep it moving. And so, I'm just exercising. I say hello because I see her. I see that she has acknowledged me. I'm on the side. My back is facing her. She's came in to get the trash out of our fitness area, and so she's like, and we got a nice size fitness area. It's about at least what 2,500 square feet of fitness area. Where they got like little like treadmills, ellipticals, the little the bars, and all that other stuff, weights and stuff like that. So, and I'm the only one in there. I've been in there for like maybe about, it wasn't even an hour then, it was about 45 minutes. And so she's like, "Oh, hi, Bill. How's everything?" I was like, no, she asked me how was I? I said, I'm here, but thank you. I didn't ask her how she was. My whole thing was to greet. I'm not gonna have a whole long conversation because I know where things are, but I still will be cordial. I'm not gonna act like I don't see you, because it's no need for that. We're both adults, and so she gets up and she starts talking about pageantry, right? And I'm sitting here. And I'm like, okay. First of all, what made you bring up pageantry out of all this time? Because you've never talked that about me. The only thing she talks about is my nails. And, oh, they look so pretty because I remember, y'all, I'm going to give y'all some backstory on that too, maybe later. But she talked about my nails. We had an incident with my nails because she hinted off to where, like, oh, because I was you know how COVID was, they had everything shut off. So then I couldn't, I thought I couldn't pay my rent. So I went and explained to her, told her, just what was happening, waiting on unemployment. And, I guess she got upset because she was still working. It was weird. But she gave off a thing about my nails. And my nails, like, y'all see my nails usually long. It's not over the top or anything like that. It's very manageable because I have to do things, but I will get like some kind of design. So I've seen this basic stuff, little symbols, some rhinestone, something basic, because I'm using my hands. But they usually are longer than this. So anyhow, she had gave that off, and I told her, I didn't even really get into the back and forth because I felt like that's what she wanted me to do, and let me tell you, I don't have time for it. I do what I need to do, especially with that situation, with anything, but with yeah, I do what I need to do when I get on. Like, I don't want people in my business. I try to stay out of yours. Um, Try to do what is necessary and go on about my life. I do not try to keep people. No. Mm-mm. So yeah, she hinted off about that, and you could tell that she was very upset about me having my nails because I guess I'm supposed to look a certain way when you know um, things like that happen. Y'all, it baffles me. Anywho, and so I'm still on the treadmill. And I didn't stop. I just kept going. She starts talking about pageantry. And she says, "How long have you been in pageantry?" And so I tell her, like, a little bit over, um, 2 decades. And she's like, "Oh, yeah." She was like, no, she asked me when was I ready to stop? Was I going to compete? Asked me, no, that's what she asked me. Are you getting ready to compete in another pageant? And I'm sitting here and I'm like, first of all, this is giving me insight, y'all. For one, you've seen me. You've been watching because we have cameras everywhere in our building too. It's supposed to be like newer technology, thing. So we have cameras everywhere. Although I go to the back, even with my pageant stuff. Unless if it's on the weekend, sometimes I'll go out. But like I said, when I go out and dealing with something on the weekend, I'm usually going to the back. Why? Because the parking garage is there. So I don't get to see them. Sometimes my hours are different. I'm working with social services. I work at a shelter. My hours are usually different. Not only that, I do other things. So you don't get to see me. You don't get to see. You have to make an attempt. You have to make an attempt to see me, unless we got the same schedule, which is rare, or you literally have to know something. You really have to make time to find out what I'm doing, where I'm at, all that. You got to make time for it. And so I was just looking at her, and I was walking, but I looked, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, okay, you took some time out to find out more information about me, so I wasn't going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, because there was one time, y'all, it was one time, like, this woman was adamant about what I did, like, instead of just let me pay my rent and live, they was really going in because it wasn't mathing for them, but I won't even get into that. But anywho, so she asked me how long was no, she asked me was I getting ready for a pageant. I told her no. And I'm not, y'all. But even if I was, I would not tell her. I wouldn't tell anybody. Um, Unless they were in the process of helping. You need to know how to tell people things on an as need basis. But anyhow, we don't have that kind of relationship. I've known this woman to for some of the things that she how she operates. You know how people operate. And then there have been times that she, will say, "Oh yeah, I will help you with certain things." I remember even that during COVID, and it was very off. It was very off. So I always keep that in the back of my head. Listen, you take notes of things. So when you deal with people, you know how to treat them and not treat them off of base of how you feel, but what they've done, what they've shown you. So, and what she's shown me is that she does not really care for me. She has shown me that, at any given moment, if this person had a chance to take me down, they probably would. And so, and when I say take me down, y'all like, well, what do you need to be taken down? It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, like, some people are like that. They don't fancy what you do, even if they don't know what you do. People don't like, mysterious people. And I'm definitely one of those people. I will talk to people and there'll be things that you would never even know about me. Um, and not on a horrible note or anything like that. It's just I'm a very selective person, a very private person. I think a lot of people need to show that. But anyhow, um, yeah, she asked me, how long was I in it? I told her, the time frame, and she asked me, did I ready to be done? No, I told her no. She was like, "Are you doing it again?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm probably gonna take a break." And she asked me how long. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah. I said I might take a break, and she asked me how long. I told her the time. She said I would be too, but you look so pretty. You look so nice, and I'm like, "Oh, well, thank you." Now that sounds like a not so bad scenario, but given the circumstances, I told y'all how I had interactions with this person. It's like, people give out compliments and they don't be really caring about it. So, anywho, or they give you compliments right before they about to attack. And so she was like, "You look so good with your pageant wearing with all the things, how you dress up and all this, and all your sashes." And I'm sitting here like, I never came out of the thing in a sash in front of you. I never came out with a crown in front of you. I never came out like so. I'm just trying to find out what a math is mathing. I'm just trying to find out. Unless you've been inside of my home, which I'm sure she has, because let me tell y'all that's a whole nother story. But anyhow, reason why I'm making this video is that you got to be careful. And when I say be careful, I'm not saying being on stupid, like, I'm paranoid. Be on alert. Listen to what everybody says, and you can get the answers for a lot of things that happen in your life. Okay? People are watching you. People are watching you. You think that they are not watching you, they are watching you. Okay? So it's time for you to just, when you go through this, I don't know if you're not a believer, I don't know what to tell you. But I know you need something higher than what you see. Okay? For me, I choose God. I choose God to ask Him to lead and guide me into places and in situations that come my way. Guide me to the right solution. Guide me into places where it's going to be more profitable, who's going to be prosperous. And when I say profitable, meaning it's going to be good for my soul, my well-being, not just financially, because that is an aftermath of being spiritually rejuvenated and spiritually renewed. You will have it. You will have it. So I ask, when I come into situations that are not so oh shit. Not so friendly, not so popular, not so kind, to be guided. You know? Because like I said, I don't have any maintenance issues. Uh, if I do, I usually try to get them done at home. The most thing that they had to do was like a flashlight. They have a Hummer thing that they never fixed. Garbage just yeah, they had to do with my garbage disposal too. But it's not a lot. It's not a lot. It's not a lot because I try to keep everything on the grass, and it's no reason. You see what I'm saying? Like it's none. Even with her with the, I know y'all like, well, you walked before or somebody else had to tell her. Yeah, I'm sure somebody did, but well, I'm gonna say it's only one person that could have told her that. One, well, one or two. It's a family, but I'll leave that to that. Um, but like I said, either way, I don't walk in front of her. I haven't been in a newspaper or anything like that. So it baffles me to even, hear that from her. I think, somebody probably told her, or she could have been watching the cameras, as I'm going back, which means that to reminds me and brings me back to what I was saying before. People are watching you. They are watching you. They see you. You might not think that they don't, but they do. You know? But they do. So, um, and if they're gonna watch, hey, give them a show. Give them a show. I think I am. I think I probably am gonna give them a show. But anywho, yeah. So with that, I'm gonna get off of here. Hopefully, something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem 5.